This tutorial is for first grade, Module 1, Lesson 33. In this lesson, we're going to use the Rec and Rec tool to help us visualize what happens when we subtract 1 from a number or when we subtract 0 from a number. First, I'm going to model 6 minus 1. To start, I will move 6 beads from the right side of the Rec and Rec to the left side. Now, the goal is for the students to do this in one push. So in my mind, I'm going to think, well, what do I know about 6? 6 is 1 more than 5. And I know that I have a group of 5 red beads. So I just need to use the 5 red beads and 1 more bead to push over 6. So there are my 6 beads. And now I have to subtract 1 bead. All I'm going to do is take that last bead and move it back over to the right. And looking at the remaining beads, I should be able to tell at a glance that there are 5. The students have worked on recognizing that group of red beads as being 5. So we want them to come up with the answer of 5 without having to count each individual bead. So that's the goal of the Rec and Rec, is to just look at the beads and know how many there are without having to count every bead. So let's look at another example. This time I'm going to take 6 minus 0. So again, we'll start by pushing over 6 beads, preferably in one push, not having to count all 6 beads. And then ask the students, well, what will we have if we take away 0? With the understanding that taking away 0 means we're not going to change the number at all. So you can see we still have 6 beads. So 6 minus 0 is 6. Let's look at 7 minus 1. So again, I'm going to think of 7 as being 5 and 2 more. Now students might have to count on to get to 7. So we would think, okay, start with 5 and then 6, 7. If they can do it in one push, that's great. If they need to count on from 5, that's fine too. Again, we just don't want them counting every single bead to push 7 beads over. And again, our problem is 7 minus 1. So I'm going to move 1 bead back to the right and look at how many beads are remaining. I can see a group of 5 and 1 more bead. So 7 minus 1 is 6. Let's look at one more example. Let's do 10 minus 1. We know that the entire row of beads on the Rec and Rec represents 10. So let's just push the whole roll over to the left, and we're going to show 10 minus 1. So I just take 1 bead and move it back. If the students don't know how many beads are left, again, let's encourage them to start with the 5 red beads, and then they can count on from there. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So again, the Rec and Rec is a good visualization of these basic fact subtraction problems.